Hey my friends, I'm Artifexus, you can call me Artie, and today I'm going to be making this bad boy right here, this dirty, Grimdark Crimson Fist. So I guess the key highlight of this video is that this is my first ever time using AK Interactive's Streaking Grime. Many people had told me about it, especially in my Discord, and I finally got my hands on some, and I'm finally going to try it right here and right now. So thanks for tuning in to watch my noob ass try something new for the first time, and I hope you enjoy this build. Let's go. Alrighty then. Let's get cooking. Out you come, lads. There we go. I'm hoping we'll only need this sheet. Let's find out, shall we? That's 25 and 26. Snip. It's been a while since I filmed something like this. Snip. Snip. Well, let's just get all the bits before we do any further refinements. Snip. Snip. Lovely. And of course, which backpack? We have 33, 33, 33, or 33. I'm going to go on a limb and go for 33. Snip. 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 Lovely. I think we'll give him a plasma pistol, just to make him look that little bit extra badass. And of course, he wouldn't be a Crimson Fist without a Crimson Fist. Ooh, he's missing a few fingies. Oh dear. Snip and snip. There we go. Snip and snip. And I'm pretty sure there it is. I knew there was a sergeant helmet hiding somewhere. Ah, even better. Snip. Perfect. And I'll give him these holy canisters, whatever they may be. Perhaps they're tins of beans. I mean, look at them. What would you call them? Definite tins of beans. No way there could be anything else. And that just strikes me as good battlefield logic. And I think I'm going to give this guy a couple purity seals. There's one, and there's two. Nice. 2 purity seals. Alright then, and now with them snipped, it's time for some sanding and shaving. But probably not in this order. Yeah, in this order. Shaving and sanding. Yes. Shave. Shave. Scrape, scrape. Scrape, scrape, scrape. To clarify, shaving is with the sharp edge, and scraping is with the dull edge. Yes. Scrape, 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 scrape. Given the fact that this fella's going to be a Grimdark model, I'm not too worried about being a little rough with it. He's a well-loved little fella. Shave, shave, scrape, 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 scrape. There we go. Shave, scrape. That's nice. Ah yes, the old fingerless finger hand. Get off. Nice. Shave, scrape. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Careful of the fingies. There we go. Don't do as Artie does, kids. Artie's an idiot. Shave, shave, shave. That's why I use an electric shaver on my face. When I do. Shave. Scrape, scrape. Lovely. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Pretty good. Now to get a leg up. Shave, 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 shave. Awkward place to shave. Shavity, shave, shave. It's not perfect, but it's alright. There we go. Nice. Scrape, 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 scrape. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Lovely jubbly. Honestly, this one's pretty fine for mold lines. Just need to do some barrel drilling. Cool. Scrape, 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 scrape. Nice. Get in focus. There we go. You know what would be cool? A scar. A scarred eye. There we go. There we go. That's pretty good. Hopefully that'll look alright on the final piece. Right. Now it's time to stick some lads together. I think we'll start getting hands-on, you know what I mean? At the moment, they're just power mittens, which isn't really what we're after. There we go. And thumb. Nice. Now at the very least, he will be victorious in all thumb wars. Hopefully. And fingies. Nice. This looks really cool. Very much the vengeful hero. So dramatic. And man, I cannot quite rightly believe I did not need to do any sanding. All I had to do was scrape and shave. I feel like I've been betrayed. It's so bizarre. And stick. Being a tad stubborn, bless it. Nice. And I've just noticed he comes without a butt. A buttless space marine. Thankfully, his leg has the butt. There we go. Now we can see the beginning of that power stance. Because when you're a genetically engineered super soldier from the grim darkness of the far future, it's all about the stance. How else are they going to know you ain't to be messed with? I mean, I know there's all the incredible feats of martial prowess and wartime victory and whatnot, but that's boring. Stick. Lovely. Sloop, 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 sloop. Nice. I never drilled the barrel, did I? There. Can't have that. Bloop. That's this one here. This is ideal. Drill, drill. I really need to get me an electric one of these days. But I know what'll happen. I'll drill into my finger like an idiot, because that's kind of that's just the shit I do. There we go, good start. I'll sort of spin around at the entrance a little bit just to widen it. Here we go, looking pretty alright. Any excess, just scrape it off with a knife, with the old kniffy. There we go, nice. Nice. Right, now I haven't forgotten anything. Clip, boosh, boosh, close. Sloop, 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 sloop. Round 2. There we go, nice, very nice. Oh, and of course we can actually give him the old dramatic hero pose. We're absolutely doing that. To not do so, sloop, 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 would be a crime. Sloop, 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 sloop. There we go, he's borderline Italian, and I love it. Hey man, with the Crimson Feast. Here's a question, are we talking like Italian or like New York Italian? No, with the Crimson Feast. Crimson Feast. And it's not right. We get destroyed, it's not right. No, it's not right. We get destroyed, and it's not right. Hey man, I'm Italian here. What you talking about? Don't know how many people I have now just upset horrifically, but, well, I'm walking here. Trying to stick them and they ain't sticking. Come on, why you no sticking, chicken? Right, come on. There we go, finally got them shoulders on. Nice. Now we get a good position on the head. There we go. Nice and suitably dramatic. And again, it doesn't really show that scar. Nice. Now, a couple of accessories. Sloop, 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 sloop. Sloopity doopity. There we go, I think that's stuck enough. I don't think I used as much of the plastic cement as I would have liked, but then again, it's not moving, so that's a good sign. I'll take it. Right, I won't take it. Right at the bloody back. There we go. Why can't I hold anything? My fingers no worky. Let's push it down, there we go. Good. Now you're definitely staying put, aren't you? Yep, nice. Right, now we do this guy's fist. There we go, looking pretty cool. Nice. The other one I'm going to put down here on his leg. There you go, a bit of breeze on that one. Not sure I like it now. Hang on. Let us instead put it on the plasma pistol. Cool, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Nice. When it comes to the bases, I always prefer a bit of super glue. Just a little bit. Do not need much. There we go. And stick. Damn, he barely fits the base. Brilliant. There we go. And with this dramatic fellow's pose done, now it's time to add a little more damage. So before we return to adding damage with the knife, we're first going to do something a little more advanced, add damage with a soldering iron. This will be great for adding like bullet marks and melted points and some real deep scratches, you know? The disclaimer, if you're going to do it, melting this plastic does release some rather nasty fumes, so do it in a well-vented place or with an open window, and better yet, wear yourself a respirator like I'll be doing, so I'll be sounding a bit like a budget Darth Vader for a few moments.
No, I'm your Primarch. I wish nobody before I put on the mask.
Got how hard it is to breathe in this thing.
Yeah. Right, it's now on. Let's do this. Good. Let's knock off a bit of that butt plate as well, shall we? There we go. Ooh. Bit of the butt as well, but I can scratch that back into shape. Really F up that eagle, there we go. Nice. We'll put a single scratch there. There we go. Nothing too crazy. Good. There we go, good. Managed to make that scar on his eye a bit deeper. It was risky though, so be careful if you ever do that on the face, guys. Right, I think that'll do. The rest can be done via scratches. Nice, very nice. Cool, just a couple little pock marks. Looking very good. Nice.
I can breathe again. Right, with that, now the knife. Inside of the legs too, because I don't want them to be forgotten. If you've got a blade strong enough, or some expendable blades, I find that putting the tip in and flicking it out is often a good way to... There we go. Get some real nice looking damage. There we go, just scrape the excess off. Lovely. Here we go, loads of nicks, loads of tickles. I think it is looking good, without taking away too much from it. With this boy all done up, I guess now, it's prime time, baby. Ayy! Right, here's our primed boyo, looking a tad dark for the camera, but that will be changed el momento as we apply the first base colour. Gonna hit him with the old Cantor Blue. Let's do this. Boshki. Pretty thin first layer, but it shall be made shall be made nice and smooth. I don't think I made it very thin, right? Let's thicken up a little bit. There we go, that's a bit better. Doo-ba-doo-doo. Looking forward to seeing what this fella looks like with all the streaking grime and whatnot. Because after all, they typically go through hell. These poor red-handed boys. But gluttons for it these days, aren't they? And the butt plate. Get that butt plate done. Do-do-do-do. I do like the Cantor blue, actually. It's like a dark and edgy ultramarine. Try as I might, I just can't imagine a Grimdark ultramarine. They just seem so oddly optimistic. And I'll be honest with you guys, I bet you struggle to imagine it too. I'm sure you can find pictures of excellent Grimdark Space Marines online, but that's not quite the same thing. Let's save the fist. For the red, of course. Get those crevices. Nice, nice. There you go, that's just one layer. It looks very good. Now this guy is going to be a sergeant, but I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, the Crimson Fists don't have a different coloured helmet for their sergeants, they just have the skull. I know the lieutenants have a red stripe, but, well, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please. But even if I am wrong, this guy is a special little number. And under the arms, never forget under the arms. That's where all the BO goes. Excellent. Sweet. I'm pretty sure that's him. It isn't. The entirety of that leg is not done. It's always crazy just how easy it is to miss quite massive stuff. There we go. Nice. That's the Cantor. And of course, because I can't wait, we're going to do the fist and the purity seals with corn red. Imagine telling them that one of their biggest, things, features, the red fist, is based in a layer called corn red. That'd be an awkward conversation. Would not want to be around for that. Now, as much as I love the purity seal on here, it is also going to get in the way a bit, but then again, at least the seal itself is the same colour, so I can be fairly ad-lib around that. I am going to attempt to dot each of the rivets, like in the palm of the hand there, silver, but we'll get to that when we get to that. And I know there are times when it's appropriate not to, but certainly when you're making a one-off, standalone Crimson Fist, how can you not give them a power fist? I mean, come on. The power fist just, it suits them, for them to better do their Crimson Fisting. Doo-ba-doo-doo-doo. Get right up in those fingies. Very nice. And a little poke of it just here. Well, that was a very squishy noise from the cat. There we go. Very, very, very nice. Quick second layer. You see the tiniest bit of spill on the blue just there, but I'll just go over that in a moment. Now what I don't know is if the Sergeant's skull is silver or red. I do not know. I'm gonna go with silver. That's my gut feeling is silver. The crimson is for the fists. Nice one, there we go. Lovely. A smatter of Cantor back here. Lovely. Given that was my only mess up with the crimson, that's pretty good. Lovely jubbly. Now methinks we'll hit up all the lovely metals with some lovely, lovely lead belcher. Ah, love it. Now even the dear old eagle on their chest is silver, so that's gonna get the old lead belcher treatment. Tickle, wickle, wickle. Get that silver looking good. Right now I've got to paint it right between his genetically engineered super legs. Awkward. Don't close your legs, son. And this spinny, hickey, generatory thingy, which I'm sure is very important to the running of a plasma pistol. I ain't no tech priest, I don't know these things. And the hilt, I do not forget the hilts anymore. Here we go, that's good enough on the hilt. Nice, nice. There we go, we get this thing. Nice, nice. And of course we'll get these wings winging, even if I'm winging it. Don't worry guys, I'll high-five myself later. Nice, nice. Now for the messed up side. Let's get some on my brush, that helps. It's looking good. Right, it's going to migrate to a slightly smaller brush now, so that way I can fill in some of the damage with a bit of the silver here. Like that, see? Oh, did that off camera like a very clever person, but yeah, just like in there. Very cool. Nice, nice. So that was a little blurry. Of course, the skull. And the old head up there. Oh yeah, I'm glad I did that silver. It looks lovely. Of course, the vents. Vente, vente. In all things plenty. Now, I'm not sure with the streaking grime if I should be strategic or just wash the whole thing. I mean, the entire thing is armored, so I'd assume the whole thing, and I mean, hell, that's probably what I'm going to do anyway. But my original thought was, what about avoiding like all the black bits, all his under armor, you know what I'm saying? But since I have no clue what I'm going to be doing, sod it, I'm just going to do the whole thing and see what happens. This lovely, lovely fellow is my test dummy. Thus I shall treat him like one. Nice. Get the vents nice and silvered. I don't know how many people do it, but I like to do silver around the outside edge of those upper vents there. I just think it adds more flavour. What flavour? We don't know. Not quite blueberry. Maybe Loganberry. I'm already talking nonsense. Nice. Okay.
Couple small scratches on the leg here, not too many. Magnifique. Because most of the decoloration I'm going to do later. Yes, excellent. Oh, but of course there's that big one on his face, isn't there? Here we go. Nice. Very cool. I like it. Excellent. Last bit for silver will be this here skull. I know red and gold is kind of what goes together, but red and silver, it's a massively underappreciated combo in my opinion. Lovely. Right, rivety bits. As best my clumsy ass can. A lot of people always tell me, your hands are so steady. I'm like, they're really not. I'm just fighting really hard against my body's natural inclination to shake. I mean, this is it normally, just like, and I'm on a good day right now. Some days I'm really shaking, like to the point where I'm like, I can't do this. I have to stop. Since my accident, it's been even more so. Oh, there's a bit there that needs more Cantor blue, the back of that heel. I'll get to that El Secondo. Oh yes, the palm rivets. Nice, nice. Just for a bit of variation, I'll put some silver on that bit there. Lovely jubbly. Dry brush, not dry brush. I'll just brush over that. Very nice. Here on the helmet as well. Lovely. And let's swoop. And then hit up that bit of Cantor on the back of the leg. Lovely. Excellent. Looking extra dope. I love it. Looking forward to getting him all down and dirty. Lastly, just a few parchments. And that will begin with some lovely, lovely Wraithbone. And by lovely, I mean a nightmare, but hero. What you gonna do? There we go. That is the parchments. Yum, yum, yum. Now I just need the Rakarth flesh. The lumpiest paint. Ba-da-ba-ba. And look at the flicker the wrist. And there we go. That's all the base layers. Very cool. I think the button colours on there I may leave till later or just not even do them at all. We shall see just how grimdark I want it. And again, oh wait, no, not base layers. We forgot his canister thingies. And yes, you too, are part of the blame. Nice. Now I'll also do the inside of this coil with some white scar. Just a very light layer, just for now. And I will actually coil up these bad boys very soon. I will get there, even if I must go through the legs. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. And there he is, all the base layers done, minus the eyes, and he's looking very good. Very, very pleased with them. I feel like I'm actually starting to get better at this. And yes, I am keeping the belt buckle black. I don't know, I think it suits him. Nice. Right, and with that base layer done, now we're going to try something that I've never tried before. Going to add some of the old rust and damage. You know, where you have like the browns creeping up from the edges and whatnot. Because it's old armor. So to achieve this, I've got these lighter blues here. And I'm first going to sponge onto the corners a few bits of raggedy edges coming up, and then we'll get to them with the browns afterwards. Stay with me here, you'll see what I'm getting at, if you don't know already. Right, let us begin with the Altdorf Blue, I think. Definitely need a smaller bit than this, but annoyingly my tweezers have gone walkabout. I blame the great unclean one. Started to wonder if I need to go lighter than this, actually. It's not as obvious as I thought it would be. Not sorry. Let's go lighter. We're going to Lothan Blue. Hopefully this isn't a terrible mistake. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. Alright, yeah, I think that's more the brightness I had in my mind. Okay, cool. Alright, so now I'm going to actively take this Lothan Blue with a brush. And I'm going to sort of join up some of it, you know? Really thicken it a little bit. There we go. I really hope this works, because so far I've been quite pleased with the paint job I've done so far. And, really don't want to botch it up by following some crazy idea. Still, fortune favours the brave. Reminiscent of edge highlighting, really, for me. But I'm starting to think I either need to work on my sponging technique, or it just wasn't worth doing the sponging at all, and I may as well just go straight to the brush. Because I feel like I'm beginning to already see how it will look in my head. But we shall see. Now the real question is, do I have any of this going onto the hand, or would they keep that pristine? That's the real question. Here we go. Alright, I don't think we have any obnoxiously missing points, you know? I think it's pretty on point with what we're looking for. Nice, alright then. Alright, so screw Altdorf, didn't use it, just went straight for Lothan Blue. And now with that, I'm going to fill in some of these marks with Doombull Brown. Yes indeed, let's see how this looks. I might be darkening it a little bit. In fact, yes I am. I'm going to go with Rhinox Hide instead. I figured it's easier to brighten something up than darken it, should I need to. Let's do this. I ummed and ahed over whether I do this stuff before or after shading, highlighting, etc. But I figured this is an actual part of the armor. And the shading and highlighting is to sort of, it's like an interpretation of light, if you know what I mean.
And in the end, the light would hit the stuff, so I figured it should be part of the base color, you know what I mean? Let me know down below if you guys would have done similar or different. And if you're unsure like me, then, well, hopefully the end result will clarify if I made the right move or not. One thing that I'm definitely sure on is that Rhinox hide, I think, was the way to go. I'm really starting to see it, which makes me feel much more positive. Not that I wasn't positive, I mean, you guys know me, but when one's trying something new, it's always a little bit worrying. But that's all part of the fun, is the risk of getting it horribly wrong, and thus making something super awesome. After all, one should ruin one's minis. Imagine it probably looks kind of a little silly right now because it's all so bright and, you know, not grimy. It's just straight up brown on him, you know what I mean? Honestly, even as it is, I kind of like it. You know, probably need to work on it a little bit, but still. Oops. Definitely not do that. Cool. Yeah, I'm liking this. Ooh, bit there. So, as I do it, I'm feeling more and more confident about it. And I'm sort of picturing how it will look in my head when I add all the shading and highlights to it as well. Although in hindsight, I probably should have put on the any symbols on that shoulder, so I am going to be hand drawing that down the line. But still, nice. Yeah, okay, brilliant. I think that's a good enough amount for now. Let's clear what it is. Still very dark on camera. I hope it's not as dark for you guys. Oh wait, a bit on the foot there. How do I miss stuff that's so obvious, and how do I do it so often? Nice. Yeah, okay, I test. I'm really pleased with that. Sweet. There, you know what base colors I didn't do? The rock on his foot. Guess I'll do that when I do the base at the end. Alrighty, with all those bases done, we're going to do some basic shading. I know that streaking Grime's going to do a lot of it for us, but that comes towards the end. First, we must do some basic shading. And pretty much all of him is going to be done in null oil. Let's do this. Bosh, 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 bosh. Alright, cool. See if we can get a bit of texture into this bit here. There we go. Nice. Nice, and with that dry, he certainly looks glossier. But hey, if anything, it looks pretty cool. At least until we add the streaking Grime. But first, gotta do the parchments with Agrax Earthshade. For anyone wondering, I am following the textbook scheme for painting a Crimson Fist, as found on the Citadel painting app. I'm not creating anything new or wonderful here. Well, I'm creating something wonderful, but not new. Well, at least hopefully it'll be wonderful. We shall see. Very nice. Very nice. Cool. And sod it, you know what? I'm going to do the base now. It's going to be Sterland Mud. Yes, use a spade for this, a tiny spade.
Rather than get it in my brushes, because it's chunky.
Scrape, scoop, scrape, scrape. Here we go, looking nice and chunky and thick. Nice. Alright then, well, it's time to bring up some light levels using some highlights and whatnot. I think we're going to save the blue for last. We'll begin with the blacks, with Eshin Grey. Yay for Eshin Grey. Let's see if I can do this. Try and just gently run over the ruts. Can't even tell if I'm making contact and being that damn gentle. There we go. Whew, it's, I don't normally bother with this, but I'm really trying to go all out on this particular model. I know a lot of very fancy painters highlight the body glove as well. Get that belt. It's quite a thick highlight, but oh well. Cool beans, that is all the black. Next comes a little pallid witch flesh for the parchments. Nice. Cool. Now we use some sweet Stormhost silver for the metals. Oh yeah. Lovely. Very nice. Right, now I'm going to bring up his Crimson Fist and the Purity Seals using Huazdaka Red. Whoa! I'm going to sort of shade. I'm going to hit up areas with this one though. Trying to avoid any of the recessed areas unless they are directly turned to the light. Nice. Very nice. Exposed, brightened up, and the recesses remain dark. Excellent. Then there's that one too. Marvellous. Now there's a particular blue I wanted for highlights here, but for some odd reason I can't seem to track it down. So, instead, we're going to use Altdorf Guard Blue. Give him some epic highlight brows. Nice. There we go, some sparse highlighting with the Altdorf Guard Blue. Nearly forgot the feet. There we go. Right. Now for this red, we'll do a bit of the old Wild Rider red for final highlights. Very nice. Very nice. Same with that seal as well. Yes. Very nice. I'm going to use Lotham Blue to do the higher highlights on this guy. Let's do this. Alright, well, highlighting's a little bit messy, but ultimately still alright, I think. Still alright. There we go. Alright, nice. All that really comes now will be the streaking grime. It's time to actually, well, try what we're all here for. The streaking grime. It arrived today. Now, I've done a little bit of research because I felt it would probably be very foolish for me not to. So, I'm not going in completely blind, but I didn't do too much. I like, there we go. Seeing what becomes of blind enthusiasm. Nice. Alright, so as many of you may or may not know how this works, the way I'm going to do is I'm going to coat this guy, apart from that white, I'll try and avoid the white of his plasma coils there, but I will coat this guy in this streaking grime, give it about 10 or 15 minutes to set somewhat, and then I am going to essentially scrub away at the bits that I want gone with this Q-tip, or cotton bud, whatever you want to call it, that's been dipped in this white spirit. Yes, because it's an enamel paint, so this white spirit here will effectively remove it when it's soaked in this stuff here. Now, as I'd like to assume an obvious heads up, one I'll give anyway, this stuff smells. It's a strong chemical, so do it in a well-ventilated space or something, you know. But I ain't your daddy. You do what you want. Just please be sensible. It's got bloody child lock on it, isn't it? Oh god, this isn't going well. This is not a good sign. Come on, there we go. I'm officially an adult. I'm a man. Woo, what a whiff. What a whiff. Just a little. There we go. Not too much. Lovely, lovely. And you know what gut feeling tells me it's smart? Just gonna have another one here of just straight water. I don't know. Just there we go.
Never know when you're gonna need some water.
Right, so I don't know if it's best to dilute this stuff or not. I'm just gonna go straight out the bottle. And yeah, let's see what we get.
Oh, isn't it exciting?
Oh, don't tell me you've got a child lock on as well. Oh no, okay. It's just a security thing. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, smells like clay. Interesting. Right, gonna use a nice chunky brush. Let's have a wee dipsicles. Ooh, nice. Alright, here we go. Oh, caking him all brown like some serious grim darkness. Quite thick, quite all over. I know that most of this is going to be removed. Ooh, a little bit far up the brush there because I can't really see it. But, you know, smart person probably move this closer to me. There we go, so I can actually see how far I'm dipping the brush. Even on the beautiful red gauntlet, I'm afraid, my man. I know you looked after it, but you gotta look grim and dark. Grim and dark. There we go. So vaguely trying to avoid the white coils, so I can add a bit of lighting after all this is done. Nice. Well, he's definitely going in for a nice mud bath. His skin is going to be so lovely after this. His armor skin, you know? Right, so now I've applied my liquid talent, as it's called. Liquid Grimdark, liquid talent, many names for it. There we go, I think that looks pretty good. Nice. Right, I'm pretty confident that's been caked pretty much everywhere. I've said that, I think, about 3 times now. Nice. Alrighty. So, we'll just let that sit for about 10-15 minutes, and then we'll see what we have. Just give me a quick wash out on this brush. Oh yeah, of course, an enamel paint, so the water is going to be, it's going to act a bit weird with that water, isn't it? None of it comes off. Ooh. Yeah, look, you can see there how it's resisting the water. It's just floating on top. Yes. How cool. I guess put in the white spirit, of course. There we go. Lovely. I think all my brushes could do with this, actually. I've got a little quick wash of the other ones today. Don't know if there's much use or effect in it, but I've got a few of these Q-tips, so I'm just gonna prematurely get a few soaking while we wait. Now, I often use a heat gun to sort of speed up the process of the drying here, but I'm actually going to be a good boy. I'm going to just let it go naturally. I like to try and see how things work, and then once I know what that's like, I can then make alterations and things like that.
That's how my brain works.
Damn, brother. You are dirty. Have a bath, dirty boy.
Bet even old Lehman Russ would look at this guy and be like,
I have seen incredibly dirty things, but you are far too dirty. You must clean yourself.
oh! I'm having way too much fun just talking to myself while literally watching paint dry. No, so does then I know that AK Streaking Grime is quite a popular one. Does anyone use any other products by AK? It's the first thing of theirs I've ever used, so anyone with any recommendations, please leave them in the comments. I'd love to know. Apply the product to the side walls of your model. Walls? My bro don't have walls. What do I do now? He don't have no walls. So if I'm coating this guy in what's effectively a waterproof paint, Does that mean, is it like the same as varnishing a model? I know that you don't really need to varnish them, but does it effectively apply an extra layer of protection? Huh. For real, the more this dries, the more it looks like he's taken a mud bath. He's gone through the mires of cadaver. Check out my ChatGPT video to know the reference. Link somewhere here. It's just hit 10 minutes, but I think I'm going to give it the benefit of another 5 minutes. Let's hit the 15 of the 10 to 15, shall we? Quick look at these. Ooh, they're a little bit dirty. Only slightly dirtier than how they come out of my ears. I should probably worry, but I'm not gonna. Looking at it, so much of the rust has been covered, I really hope we can uncover it with the Q-tips. Otherwise I'll feel like it's either something I need to do at the end, or just not worth doing at all. But again, we shall see. Trust in the process, Artie. Trust in the process. Haha, brush with death. Yeah. Alright, that's been about 15 minutes. I think it's time to begin the magic. Or possibly black magic, who knows. Left these to soak for a while. Let's see if that was a worthwhile endeavor, shall we? Alright, so now we're gonna scrape away at the places where we don't want it to be. I'm actually a bit concerned I made them too wet. Hang on. Let's just try one that's just freshly dunked. There we go, like that. And, I think it'll be alright. Okay, yeah, I see it. Okay, so I know you want to avoid kind of scraping on it. You want to more like roll on it. That's what I gleaned. I want to roll on it. Certainly takes a bit of time, doesn't it? Taking quite a while. But it is looking pretty good so far. Let's roll it over his eagle. Ooh, okay. Yeah, rolling over the eagle, yeah, I could see that. I see that looking good. Yeah, okay, I'm starting to see it now. Definitely need a new one though, I think. It's getting a little bit dark.
He's a dirty boy, but he's getting cleaner. Don't know why I'm speaking like I'm from Yorkshire. I'm not implying people from Yorkshire are all dirty or nothing, but maybe they are. A dirty Yorkshireman. Who knows?
He's trying to get a bit off the bed. I was like, why would that bit leave? I was like, oh, it's a bit of rust that I put on.
I'm such a good painter, I don't even realise I painted it.
Try and get under that hand. There we go. And another clean one. Well, relatively, even my white spirit's getting a bit mucky. I might need to replace that at this rate. Well, it's really suddenly starting to come around together on this particular pass-through. Well, I think I'll be alright with this batch until the end. I mean, we're starting to see some of the original colour coming back, but it's staying nicely in all the recessed parts, so hooray. One thing I might do, though, I might add some more darkness into that gouge on the eagle, or maybe even brightness, make it look like it's fairly recent, who knows? Uh-oh. Oh, his head got loose. Oh no! All the glue's coming off! Oh no! Okay, right, I'll just be very gentle until we're all done. Then when he's all dry, I will re-glue any bits that really kind of need it. You know what I didn't do? I never did his emblem. I always forget things like that. I don't know why. It's obviously a gift. Why not use it if it's a gift? Cat hair. Here we go. Nice. Cool, there we go. He is looking positively filthy. I love it. I love it, I love it. It's also lowered some of that gloss, so I'm really pleased about that. It's made a lot of the rust effects also look quite a bit more subtle, and in a way I think that's really good. Nice. Very nice. There we go. Very nice. I'll give that a little bit of time to sort of dry off. Get rid of that cat hair. And then we'll do a few light bits that are left. And probably add a bit of shading to the floor as well, I think. But yes, fast forwarding. Right, here's dry. I'm going to give another roll over his eagle here. There we go. Nice, definitely I'm getting much more out of that. Very, very nice. Yes. Alright, I'm going to add some shading now to the base. And I think just for interest, I'm going to shade it with Berserker Blood shade. I don't know, to make it a little bit more red. I don't know, it kind of goes with the tone, I think. So let's do this. Almost as if to imply that the ground is blood-soaked, without actually resorting to just him standing in blood, you know? Plus, it complements his lovely crimson fist. Oh, it does actually, and all. Nice. Very nice. Right, and now I'm going to do a bit of light dry brushing on the base and bottom of the feet with Doom Bull Brown. Oh yeah. Bit of brushing upwards, just a little. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Nice, there we go. Whoop. Lovely jubbly. Right then, now let's do that plasma coil first and foremost. And we're going to do it with 1,000 Suns Blue.
There we go, bit of the base colour.
Next, we're going to take this white scar and really thin it down. Thus, in doing so, it will run into all the crevices, because I want it to make it look like light is coming from within. Let's do this. Also, move this out the way.
Cause it's smelly.
Right, it's absurdly watered down. Perfect.
Looking real good, I like it, I like it.
Now I'm taking 1,000 Suns again, and I'm just going to effectively edge highlight those coils, you know?
I mean, sometimes one doesn't even really need to do this, you know? Sometimes the white just sort of avoids hitting up the colour. But I think this could do with a little bit before we highlight it further. Lovely jubbly, I like it.
Now I'm going to hit it up with a bit of Baharoth blue as well.
Put a little bit around the edge as well.
Ooh, maybe a bit too much, but never mind. Still, nice.
And once again with my very wet white, and get my wet white and scrape along the bottom. There we go.
Nice. Now I'll do something fairly simple, but it looks pretty cool. I like it. Yes. Alright, so now I'm going to take just a little bit of 1,000 Suns Blue,
and I'm going to attempt to apply some kind of object source lighting using just a bit of stippling, very little on the brush. There we go. I'm doing very little on my brush. It means this bit does take a wee while, but it's better to do too little than too much.
Moments like this make me really pleased that I have the Discord server that I do. It's full of some very skilled painters, and they give some really great advice for me. And for everyone else there as well. So thank you so much, guys, for any and all of you who have helped me. And you watching this as well, you should consider joining said Discord as well. The link is in this video description. And also, while we're here, I have to give a super big thanks to all my YouTube members and Patreon members, particularly my Patreon lieutenants, Papa Berry, Phoenix's Den, and Billy. But of course, huge thank you to each and every one of them, whether you're battle brother, sergeant, or lieutenant.
There we go. I think we're getting a little bit of decent OBS beginning there on the leg. I won't do too much down there, like a single run. There we go, single pass. Nice, nice. Probably the tiniest bit there. There we go, lovely. A bit catching under there, lovely, lovely.
Most of it will, funnily enough, be bang on his crotch. This Grimdark model has just become a showcase for Space Marine codpieces. Not since David Bowie as the Goblin King have codpieces been such center stage.
And with that, now we'll add a bit of object source lighting with the Baharoth blue. Much finer, much less.
Can't seem to get it off my brush. Get off my brush. There we go.
There we go, it's looking pretty decent. Cool, nice little bit of improv object source lighting, which I wasn't really sure if I'd end up doing or not, but I'm pretty pleased with it, I also think there'll probably be some back here too. Just a little bit in there as well. Cool beans. There we go, nice. Quite pleased with that. Good, good, good.
And lastly, of course, is, well, first we'll fill this in, I think.
Just a line of Nuln oil.
There we go, nice. Makes it look quite distinct, I like it. Right, so in that eye there, I'm just going to put in some Eshin Grey. Just a little bit.
Just to show that that eye is off.
Nice.
Now with a bit of this ultra thinned white. There we go, we got a nice white base.
Nice.
Bit of deliberate spill over there. Yes, I do mean deliberate, because I'm going to use it as a basis for a bit of glow as well.
Yes, yes.
So now it's dry, I'm going to hit the eye up
with a bit of contrast ball red. Yes. Balls of steel.
Cool, cool, we're getting that. Nice, his eye looks pretty decently lit up. There we go, nice. That's pretty decent lens. Looks nice and awesome.
Sweet, well he's looking super dark, which is definitely good at Grimdark. I love it. But I'm going to use a bit of lead belcher to add a couple of scratches back, I think. Yes.
A couple of light scratches, there we go.
Alright, cool. There we go. Well, I must say I'm pretty pleased with this guy. But of course, let's get him on a turntable. Actually, a fade out's more dramatic, isn't it? Ooh. Well, looking at him on the turntable, even with the lights turned up quite high, he still looks nice and grimdark. And I think that fact speaks for itself on just how well the streaking Grime does at making things grimdark. Now, there are definitely a few things I would do differently. I would probably dilute the stuff for a mini like this. Maybe not a vehicle, but for infantry like this, I'll definitely dilute it next time, just to see how that changes things. But when you look at these three separate stages of the model's process, all on a turntable, the first one on the left being when I'd just done the bases and the rust, The one in the middle being just when I'd shaded and highlighted him, and of course the one on the right being when I'd given him all the streaking grime, the final product, and you can really see the difference between the third and final one compared to the other two. I actually wasn't all that pleased with how the one in the middle had turned out, the glossiness of the shading. I think I definitely need to work on my shading and highlight process. But I think the streaking grime perversely kind of saved it in a way. Though, however, I am definitely very pleased with the bit of object source lighting I did. It's very simple, but I'm very pleased with it. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me, guys. I always appreciate having you guys on board with me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and remember, the Emperor is always guiding your brush.